The NIDA Institute for Biblical Scholarship continues today through the American Bible Society. A representative from NIDA's institute also teaches every year at the Jesuit University in Rome. But those concerned about the ecumenical methods of Bible translating question the results, since the process involves making sure others are not offended by the translation.
But what do you have to do to a Bible to get everybody to approve of it?
An example of ecumenical compromise is the Revised Standard Version of 1952. The Old Testament Committee included an unbelieving Jewish scholar, Harry Orlinsky, whose involvement caused an uproar over the book of Isaiah.
So when you come to Isaiah 7:14, when it talks about a virgin shall be with child, and Matthew the Apostle, under inspiration of the Holy Ghost, translates it straightforward as virgin, well, this Jewish translator doesn't want it to say virgin, so it just says young woman. That was the beginning. What was amazing is Ken Pike, who was the head of SIL at the time, said this was wonderful, that he had seen these liberal translators did a much better job of translating than conservative translators that he'd known.
The ecumenical movement that began with Vatican Council II has spread throughout the world and is often driven by unification efforts surrounding the Bible. Even the museum, dedicated to the memory of William Tyndale in Brussels, now offers an ecumenical Bible.
Yes, this is the new last Bible that is used also by the Catholics, also as the Protestants.
And who
they work
this?
together. Produced by the Bijbelgenootschap in Holland.
The United Bible Societies?
Yeah, United Bible Society.
And did the Catholics and Protestants work together on this?
Yes, certainly.
Now the Vatican has been, because of Eugene Nida, in an official agreement with the United Bible Society since 1967. Is that true?
Yes. And it started before then, unofficially, but there was an official agreement from that point on. And by 1979, the official Greek text of the Roman Catholic Church was the United Bible Society's text, which meant that you had a one-world Greek text, except for a handful of us, that aren't signed into the program. But they would present it as the one-world Greek text that everybody agrees upon. So the Roman Catholics, the United Bible Society, the American Bible Society, almost every national Bible society around the world agrees on the same Greek text, the same Hebrew text for translation. So from 1979 on, we've had a one-world Bible officially approved by the Roman Catholic Church and a Pope in Greek and Hebrew. And so the new translations that stem from that are going to have great consistency regardless of what language they're in. So I know folks have talked about, boy, we're heading towards a one-world Bible. We're not heading towards one. We've had one since 1979.
Some believe the concept of a one-world Bible is part of the Jesuits' plan to eventually unite mankind under a single world religion.
See, the Jesuits kept on doing one more thing to get the Catholic side open to the Protestants. And they always put the most intellectual, the most affable people in those positions. They're winsome. You want to be around them. You wouldn't mind sharing a dinner and hanging with them. That's the kind of person that the Jesuit is. The Jesuits were the cement and the grease and whatever else it took, including the dirty tricks, to make one world Bible for one world religion.
Perhaps the most dramatic episode of the New Bible movement has been the testimony of Dr. Frank Logsdon, a former pastor of the Moody Church in Chicago in the 1950s. Logsdon influenced the development of the New American Standard Bible. He had advised his friend Dewey Lockman in pursuing the translation, but came to regret it later on. His testimony was recorded prior to his death in 1987.
We started on the feasibility report, and I encouraged him to go ahead with it. I'm afraid I'm in trouble with the Lord. I encouraged him to go ahead with it. We laid the groundwork. I wrote the format. I helped to interview some of the translators. I sat with the translators. I wrote the preface. When you see the New American Standard, they're my words. Well, when I got my copy, I never really looked at it. I just took for granted it was done as we started it, until some of my friends across the country began to learn that I had some part in it, and they started saying, what about this? What about this? What about this? You had part in it. What about this? What about this? I got to the place, I said to Ann, I'm in trouble. I can't refute these arguments. It's wrong. It's terribly wrong. It is frightfully wrong. And what am I going to do about it? Well, I went through heart search, some real soul searching for about 4 months. I don't know, I think about 4 months. And I sat down and wrote the most difficult letter of my life, I think. And I wrote to my friend Dewey, and I said, Dewey, I can no longer ignore these criticisms I'm hearing, and I can't refute them. The only thing I can do, and dear brother, I have nothing against you, and I can witness at the judgment seat of Christ and before men wherever I go that you were 100% sincere. He's not schooled in language or anything. He's just a businessman. He did the promoting. He had the money. He did the promoting. So I said, he did it conscientiously. He wanted absolutely right. He thought it was right. But nevertheless, I said, I must, under God, renounce every attachment to the New American Standard.
Logsdon believed that the translation itself had been done earnestly, but that the real problem was with the underlying Greek text that could be traced to Westcott and Hort.
Well, up till that time, I thought the Westcott and Hort was the text. You're intelligent if you believe in the Westcott and Hort. Some of the finest people in the world believe in that Greek text. They're the finest leaders we have today. You'd be surprised. If I told you, you wouldn't believe it. They haven't gone into it just as I hadn't gone into it, just taking for granted.
Yet Logsdon learned of the secrecy practiced by Westcott and Hort and their duplicity in replacing the received text with a text of their own.